Tony, it's pretty nice that we were able to get the original 5 Avengers together for Thanksgiving dinner. It would be even nicer if the Kang the Conqueror didn't randomly come in and blow up our oven so we couldn't have turkey. You win some, you lose some. Hey, since we're all here, why don't we say what we're thankful for? Frankly, I'm pretty thankful that we were able to stay together as a team for so long and help out so many people. What about you, Tony? What are you thankful for? Me, I'm pretty thankful for the fact that this chest plate I built in a cave hasn't ended up killing me yet. Hulk, what are you thankful for?
What am Hulk thankful for? Hulk am thankful for concept of rage and anger, since it let Hulk punch puny leader in the face. If you're wondering, puny butter, I'm thankful for anger management therapist. Hulk hate anger management therapist, and that make Hulk mad. Which make Hulk also feel thankful.
I'm starting to realize why you sent this guy to space. Tim, shut up.
Hello everyone, and happy Thanksgiving! I hope you're all feeling extra thankful on this, surprisingly rainy Thursday. I know I am, because I'm gonna be taking a look at the Toybiz Hulk Classics Gamma Punch Hulk. I got this guy loose, and I'm also missing some of his accessories, so let's jump straight into the sculpting and paintwork on this figure.
Now, if there's one thing Toybiz always got right, it's making a Hulk figure. Just starting out from the head sculpt alone, and this is amazing. He's got a very angry-looking, screaming head. I mean, look at how much rage is just in that face, especially with the really large brows that are super furrowed. It's a little hard to see on well, it's a bit easy to see, but he's actually kinda looking down, which isn't the worst thing, but it's not the best either. At least it does, emphasize how big he is if he has to look down on every other figure he's going up against. One thing very unique to this Hulk is chest hair painting. I only have one other Hulk figure with chest hair on him, and I'll bring him out in the comparison section, but it's a bit of an odd detail. Speaking of that chest, he is horrifically ripped. I mean, this is very inhuman looking. He's big and he's bulky. That's what a Hulk needs to be. I mean, seriously, it just kind of looks like it would hurt to be this. His back is surprisingly smooth. I'm gonna guess they didn't really work too hard on this side, since, I mean, who cares about the back of a figure? Please note these screws in the arm joints. We'll get back to those later. Speaking of the arms, and just like the front of the torso, they are monstrously ripped. I mean, these things are massive. They've got these huge veins. It's perfect for a Hulk. And he's also got some arm hair leading up to his hands. Now, there are a couple ugly cuts on the hand joints, but hey, sometimes these Toybiz finger joints always look a little ugly. What I really appreciate about the paintwork on this Hulk is that pretty much his entire body is given a black wash to accentuate all the muscles and sculpting details. Most noticeable on the back. Since it's super smooth and there's very few lines, you mainly see it there. Speaking of really good sculpting and paint, the pants apply to this too. I believe they also have a black wash. It's a little hard to tell. They might not actually, but still, they're very good. They're a bit more pink than most Hulk pants, but I mean, they look good. They're all tattered and ripped. They have these fabric tugs, which is very nice, and you can see the musculature of his legs popping through. Pretty much everything nice I had to say about the upper body, I can say to the lower body, including the feet. they're big, they're monstrous, they let this Hulk stand up nice without him falling over. I think my favorite thing about this sculpt is the head. I mean, I don't know, that's sort of like, that's pretty close to my vision of what the Hulk would look like. Now, let's move on to the articulation, which Toybiz was pretty known for, since they sort of revolutionized the action figure industry. And this Hulk, he's a bit of a slouch in some areas, but great in others. His head is on a disc hinge, so he can look up this far, down this far, and turn his head a little side to side. He's kind of limited by that hunched back. Now, his shoulders are very interesting. They're the simple swivel and hinge, but the hinge doesn't exactly work, and that's not a mistake. They can lift up this high, but when you let go, yeah, that's where the Gamma Punch and Gamma Punch Hulk comes from. He's got a similar system in the lower torso, where if you wind him up like this, he gives a mean left hook. For some reason, the right hook, well, it works pretty much as well. It's a fun gimmick. I do wish they could have done it in a way that, still let you actually raise the shoulders up. But hey, you can accomplish the same by, spinning the arm around. Moving down from the shoulder, we have the tried and true bicep swivel, which gets you some turning. Single-jointed elbows with a less than 90-degree bend, and Toybiz-style hands that swivel right here and hinge right here. Now, the hand articulation is fairly interesting. Usually Toybiz figures just have one joint right here that let them kind of make a fist, but this one has a joint for these three fingers, a joint for the pointer finger, and a thumb joint, which is very, very interesting. Now, moving on to the actual torso, we have, I believe, a diaphragm joint, but it kind of doesn't get much. A little back and forth, a little side to side, not really any tilt. I mentioned the torso swivel is in service to the play feature instead of articulation, but what isn't in favor of the play feature? The ball jointed hips. They kick forward about a little under 90 degrees maybe, and get a perfect split. This also adds thigh cut, so hey, they're a bit ugly, but they get the job done at the very least. He's got double jointed knees with only a 90-degree bend. I'd assume there would be more if the kneecap didn't come between the two actual leg pieces. But he's got ankle hinge that goes forward and back, and actually gets some pivot side to side, and he's also got toe articulation that moves up and down, and this does not look comfortable at all. So yeah, in some areas he ain't too great, but in others this Hulk is pretty dang good. Now, moving on to the comparisons, let's start out with the standard male and female figures I use for these comparisons, the Marvel Legends Renew Your Vows, Spider-Man, and Spinneret. As you can see, Hulk is fittingly large. A little smaller than some of the more modern Hulk figures, but hey, it can still work. Also, a little fun fact, in the Green Goblin's first ever appearance, Hulk and Spider-Man actually fought because Green Goblin ended up leading Spidey into a cave where the Hulk was sleeping. Just usual stuff. Now let's move on to some very classic Avengers members. Starting off with Iron Man, the one on the left is from the first ever series of Toybiz Marvel Legends figures, and the one on the right is a Hasbro figure from the Shang-Chi movie wave. It's pretty much just their classic comic Iron Man figure. I do think in terms of aesthetics and size, he does actually work a bit better with the Toybiz Iron Man. Who would have guessed? A Toybiz figure looks great next to a Toybiz figure.
Fun fact, they actually used this Iron Man body to make the first Marvel Legends Magneto. Bit of an odd choice. For the next member of the original lineup, we have Thor. This is specifically from the Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary line, and this figure in particular is based on the art of Alex Ross. This Thor still works with this Hulk since he's a little bit shorter, but if you want a Thor that's closer to Hulk in size, this might be one of your best bets. For the last two members of the Avengers in the original lineup, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man is from the Toybiz Giant Man Build-A-Figure series, and Wasp is from the MCU Ultron Build-A-Figure wave. Here he is with the Marvel Legends Red Onslaught wave Captain America, even though Hulk actually left the Avengers before Captain America joined the team in issue 4 of the comic. Yeah, Hulk left the team really early. In issue 2, actually. Now let's move on to from some heroes Hulk works with to some heroes Hulk usually just ends up fighting. Starting, of course, with Wolverine, since he made his first appearance fighting the Hulk. On the left, we have the Tiger Stripe Wolverine from Series 3 of Toybiz Marvel Legends. This was the first of many, many Wolverines in the Marvel Legends line. And on the right, we have the Hasbro Marvel Legends House of X Brown Suit Wolverine. Hey, it's clobbering time, so we better bring out the ever-loving blue-eyed thing from the Hasbro Marvel Legends Retro Carded Fantastic Four line. I really like how these guys are sort of similar sizes, since most Marvel Legends Hulks absolutely tower over the thing. But hey, when you're gonna fight the Hulk, you're gonna need a Hulk Buster. This is the Toybiz Marvel Legends Hulk Buster, and I think it actually scales perfectly with this Hulk. A lot better than any other Hulk scales with this Hulk Buster. But hey, speaking of other Hulks, let's bring some of them out. Starting off with another figure from the Hulk Classics line by Toybiz, War Hulk. And man, it's crazy that two figures of the same character from the same line by the same company can look so different while also being so similar. For another Toybiz Hulk, though, we have the Marvel Legends Face-Off Hulk. And in my opinion, this is one of the best Hulk figures ever made. And this Gamma Punch Hulk, well, compared to him, he ain't no slouch either. Especially with how much more monstrous he looks compared to this guy, who already looks monstrous. Moving from Toybiz to Hasbro, here we have the 20th anniversary of Marvel Legends Hulk. Pretty interesting how these guys pretty much have the same articulation points, except, you know, with a couple minor differences, like this guy having finger and toe joints, and this guy having butterfly joints and hands that swivel and hinge at the same point, along with a dumbbell joint instead of a disc hinge in the head. Moving from comics to the movies, and here we have the Avengers Endgame Professor Hulk Build-A-Figure, because he's the only other Hulk figure I own that has painted on chest hair like this guy. And honestly, this is a fantastic figure. But it doesn't come with an angry head sculpt, which is a problem when, you know, it's a figure of the Hulk. But for the best Hulk I've got, here he is with the Marvel Select Immortal Hulk, who looks nothing like the Hulk from the comic book Immortal Hulk. But hey, let's move on from some of Hulk's friends that he ends up fighting a lot, or just his regular friends, and move on to some proper Hulk villains. Starting off with the original Marvel character to be named the Hulk, Zemnu. This was a Build-A-Fig that came in the Marvel Legends Villains wave, and he's actually a fair bit bigger than this Hulk. For another villain comparison, we have the way too big for this guy, Marvel Select Abomination. Yeah, he's way too big. Well, for this Hulk at least. Although for the Hulk's smallest big bad, we have the Leader from the Toybiz Marvel Legends Face-Off series. And yes, I want to do it just as much as you want to see it. You got him, Hulk. Also, I can't believe I forgot to include his cousin, She-Hulk, from the retro-carded Iron Man line in the other Hulk comparisons. Whoopsie daisy. Although, as is tradition, here's the Toybiz Hulk Classics Gamma Punch Hulk with Hit Monkey and Goliath. Now, I did mention that I got this guy loose and I don't have the accessories, or, well, singular accessory, that he came with. What was that accessory? Well, a smaller, less articulated figure of Bruce Banner. And honestly, that's definitely one of the coolest pack-ins I've ever seen with a Hulk figure, and I'm a little disappointed I don't have it. Also, looking online, the back of the box for this figure actually clarifies that it's based on the artwork of Arthur Adams, which I think it's really cool that Toybiz actually credited whose art they based this figure on. You don't really see that nowadays on action figures. Now, the big question is, what do I think of this figure? Well, to put it simply, I think it's one of the best Hulk figures. He's got a really great design and sculpt, pretty good articulation, and even though the play feature impedes that articulation a little, it's actually a really fun play feature that fits the character of the Hulk. Now, if you want to pick this guy up, you're probably going to have to spend $30 to get him loose, or with Bruce Banner in box between $50 and $60. Now, that's fairly steep, but it's on the cheaper end of the best Hulk figures out there. If you're wondering how much I got this guy for, well, I got him in an eBay lot with 8 other Toybiz Marvel Legends figures for $50, which in my opinion was more than a steal. So, docking him ever so slightly for the lack of proper shoulder range because of the play feature, and same for the torso twist, I'm going to give the Toybiz Hulk Classics Gamma Punch Hulk a 9 out of 10. I'd probably call him the perfect Hulk figure if his shoulders could actually raise. Well, maybe not compared to the 80th anniversary Hulk that came with that first appearance Wolverine. That is the perfect Hulk figure. But hey, I'm still happy to have this guy in my collection because he's a really great Hulk. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And remember to have a happy Thanksgiving, 'cause you deserve it. Bye-bye.